unfortunate.
Hey everyone, welcome back. As you can see from the title, I'm gonna go over how to ride an electric bike, and this will help you guys with also a motorcycle too if you're trying to learn as a beginner. And you know what, don't be ashamed on trying to learn how to ride a bike, because I failed on my first time, and it just takes some practice. It takes some muscle memory, some balancing, and I'll show you guys that, because you know this bike is expensive. You don't want to ruin it. And this will also help you guys with motorcycles too if you want to learn the basics. I'll show you guys what I did to this bike here. I just put on these little clip-on mirrors. You know, a lot of people put on bar end mirrors right here, but I don't like how it extends too much, takes up too much space. I'll leave a link in the description to these mirrors. It came with this bike build too. When I bought the mirror, it came with like 2 mirrors, but you only need 1. Also this thing too right here, it's called the grub mount. It's pretty popular. It holds your phone in place right here, clips on, holds it pretty tight. I've seen a lot of people use it, and it works really well. And then also look, I removed the front fender, so I like it. You know, I don't know, I like both of them, both styles, but it looks more futuristic this way with the front fender out the way. I also adjusted my mic, so I hope you guys can hear me pretty well. It's super windy today. So here's the thing, I think this is very important right here. Not a lot of people talk about it. Balancing, I think it's number 1. Learn how to balance a bike, because these bikes are kind of heavy. Even my Honda Grom, even though they look small, but the bikes are a little bit heavy. And I did this on my first time riding my Honda CL 175, even though it was a small bike. You got to learn how to balance it. So the first thing I did when I got my first motorcycle, I didn't know, like, you know, lean it against your hip here, lean it on your right hip. So lean it like that. And a lot of people, I'm telling you, you're gonna hold it straight like this, and it ends up falling forward down that way. And that's how I tipped over my first bike. So balancing and muscle memory, I think, should be number 1 on learning how to ride a bike. And also, you know, if you want to learn before you even buy this electric bike, hop onto a mountain bike or any type of bike and just go downhill and just, you know, put a little bit of speed into it, but balance on that bike. Swerve around, balance, get a hold of your bike and learn it. It's all muscle memory. Look, I lean it like this and I walk with it. So lean and walk, and just practice that for now. Lean and walk this way, and I have it balancing on my hip right here, and I just lean. You know, do that a couple times. All right, lesson number 2, you always want to get onto the bike on the left side here, swing your right foot over like that, and then just always press onto the brakes. Get a hold of these brakes right here, and just, you want to use both brakes. The right one here is for the front brake, the left one here is for the rear brake. And when I apply braking to this, same thing with driving a car, you always want to brake a little bit early, right? You don't want to slam onto the brake. You see that? You don't want to just press it like that. You want to just ease into it, and you'll feel it right away. It brakes really really good. Never do this. I don't know if people do this, but you know, when you're giving it throttle, don't give it throttle and hold the brake at the same time. Release the throttle, give it a brake. Go throttle like that, release, brake, and then just practice that. And of course, for a motorcycle is different. You have a clutch on the left, and this thing acts like a clutch. I think I read that if you press this in, it's like a clutch, and it stops this from going. It stops the trigger from going. So as long as this is depressed, the throttle will not activate. So I love that about this bike, that it won't activate that way. But yeah, learn braking like that. And of course, with a motorcycle clutch, when I first learned how to do a motorcycle, I did this hand movement constantly for like an hour, like that, because you know, you want to release the throttle, you want to clutch in, and then you shift, then you ease out like that, and you ease into the throttle. So it was constantly this method. I was going like that. I was doing that for like a couple of hours until I got my muscle memory down, and then I just learned how to ride a bike. And you know, I did take a MSF course, but I learned how to ride on my own before I took the motorcycle course. And I want to tell you guys, you don't need to take that MSF course because it cost a lot of money for it. I think it was like $250. So you don't have to do that. What I did was I first practiced around my neighborhood, find an empty spot so you don't get embarrassed if you fall or anything like that. But I don't think you fall, you just take it easy. And so the deal is, if you're going to take a motorcycle class, you know, don't think that you don't need any practice. You're going to jump into the motorcycle class and they're going to show you everything. No, they're really fast paced. So you need to practice at home before you take that motorcycle class. But I don't think you guys need to with an electric bike. There's no clutch, there's no shifting. It's a little bit more difficult with a motorcycle class. And so yeah, with the motorcycle class, I did practice at home first, and I practiced shifting up to third gear, second and third, just riding on it. And I practiced doing U-turns and the figure 8, because that's very important, how to maneuver and how to handle the bike. Because they say in the class, if you drop your bike once, you're gonna fail the motorcycle class. And like I said, they're very fast paced. When I first took the motorcycle class, they're like, hump on, just follow, and you're just going right away. They don't step you through shifting, they don't step you through anything, you're just going. So don't waste your money on it. Just practice at home, practice on a little mountain bike or something. And like I said, balancing, very important. Get your brakes down. And this thing does have a throttle. Some other electric bikes will have a thumb throttle. This thing has a half throttle. Real motorcycles will have a full throttle. I'm trying to get used to this half throttle right now. It's okay. I do wish they had a full throttle. And I do notice a delay on this throttle, you know, like when I brake and then I go again, there's a little delay, and I wish it didn't have that, because I want to just pick up and go. But I don't know, maybe that's good for beginners, so that you guys don't just like throttle and just burn out of there. Alright, so one of the first things they have you do when you're taking a motorcycle class is that they have you sit on the bike and walk with it and lean and balance on it. So I'm going to show you guys the same thing. I think that is important. Like I said, balancing, leaning. So sit in your bike and just walk with it. You know, you don't have to throttle it. Walk, and then balance and lean. When I come to a stop, look at this, I lean. So yeah, most people won't flat foot on the bike. You're gonna be on your tippy toes or something like that, but you don't have to. You just lean to your left like that. When I come to a stop, look at that, I have the pedal up like that, and then I just lean to my left, and it's perfectly fine. I've ridden really high bikes before, and you don't need to flat foot it. Just learn balancing and leaning. So just walk like that, and then just slowly throttle it, and like I said, balance, and then do some little figure eights, do some U-turns. One of the very first thing I practiced, just doing U-turns, tight U-turns like that, and people don't realize this. I think I see this a lot in videos, and this is how people fall. I'll show you guys right here. When you're going straight like that, a lot of people, like, you know, they turn like that. You don't want to do that. You want to lean. You want to lean the bike, lean into the direction you're going, and you want to look into the direction that you're going. So lean the bike, and then, you know, turn like that. Don't just turn it, you know, that's how you're gonna fall. So lean the bike, and just try to do figure eights or something, you know, go like that, lean with it. Do really tight U-turns, and that's going to help you with your motorcycle class if you do decide to take it. And I'll talk a little bit about gear. You know, of course, wear a helmet. Don't go all out and buy like 2 helmets or something. Just get one that fits your head pretty well. But look at this, here are my shoes right here. I'm just wearing Nikes because I think if you're a beginner, go ahead and wear boots. You do want to get little high tops like that. They say that because it protects your ankles. You know, you don't want to twist your ankle if you do fall or fall wrong way, and that's where balancing comes into. That's how, you know, when you get a handle of it, you're not going to twist your ankle or anything like that. But go ahead and wear boots if you're not sure, or wear kind of like high tops that are a little bit more comfortable, so that it protects your ankle, and just tight. And these are the gloves that I'm wearing right here. You know, get some little gloves. But if you're practicing, you're going really slow, so you don't really need gloves. It does help to get a feeling of it, so that you guys just get a feel of it once you start riding. And then I don't think you need knee pads or chest protection or elbow protection. You don't need any of that. You're going really slow at first. You know, you don't really need it out here. If you're riding really safe, it's only if you're gonna go really aggressive, like pro style, and then, or you're going on the freeway and stuff, and then I'll say like buy all those protective gear. But I really don't think you need it. You don't need those like elbow pads. I bought everything, you know, when I first did it, and I barely wore it. And that should save you guys a lot of money, because, you know, it does cost a lot of money for a lot of this stuff. And yeah, those are my tips on riding an electric bike or a motorcycle. And of course, a motorcycle is a little more tricky because you're shifting, and then you have on a motorcycle, you're braking with your right foot and the front lever. So this is a little bit easier. You're just getting both brakes on here. You don't have to worry about any feet movement. So yeah, electric bike is a little bit more easy, and I want to just compare it to riding a heavy duty mountain bike. If you hop on a mountain bike and you just go downhill, you go a little bit aggressive on it, you're gonna get a handle of it, and then you can just hop on this easily. What is this right here? Did this come off? Yeah, this thing came out here. I'm gonna have to look into this when I get back. I bet there's some dead bodies in that trash can. Oh, please don't be lit. Wiki. Full throttle, baby. Let's blast it through the park. Let's see how it does on grass. Like someone's doing donuts in here already.